And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my preview of Roots 28 Catch a Fire and Rebellion 33 A New Generation, one that we'll witness come to the forefront this Saturday, the 22nd of March, from the Q Room out in Thomastown, a venue that's quickly established itself as the host venue for Victoria's Muay Thai Victoria competitions, amateur competitions, a fantastic venue when it's all lit up. She's going to look the goods come Saturday night. An incredible card, headlined of course by our lightweight belt at the top, seeing Taksinlek, the former WMO champion and True For You champion, taking on, for his first time fighting in Australia, mind you, Taksinlek taking on a Khun champion in Sun. So that's an incredible matchup. Anytime these two countries get down to it, you can expect fireworks. There's no love lost. Both coming out to prove whose martial arts reign superior, and this one will be no different. Two very proud men representing their country out in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. And an interesting time for Cambodian Khmer martial arts. It's going through its golden age somewhat at the moment. Of course, for a long time it was lost to the world and to the country as they went through their own period of civil war and around the same time as the Vietnam War. But it's coming back really strong. So pretty much any day of the week you can jump on to CTN and Channel 5, check it out on YouTube. They get incredible crowds out there to open air shows, and it's fan friendly as well. The style, their style is incredibly aggressive. They love to punch hard, elbow hard, and low kick hard, and that's exactly what Sun will be looking to do this Saturday night as he takes on the former WMO Super Lightweight World Champion. Taksinlek. I've had the absolute pleasure of spending some time with this man recently and holding pads for him. He's coming in tip-top neck. Of course, back in the day, he did a lot of his fighting up around 65 kilos. Fought some of the best guys in the world. Beat Sangmani 4 times. Beat Superlek. He took out his idol in Sam A with an incredible head kick. One that's worth going back and checking out on YouTube. And then through periods, went through big periods of losing in blocks until he moved over to Pit Indi promotion and started getting fights around his own weight and went back on an absolute tear. One thing that really stands out about Taksinlek is just his timing. He's got incredible timing, great off the back foot as a southpaw. Really styled himself. In fact, after Sam May, his idol, who also fought really well off the back foot as a southpaw, and always did well against those guys. Up against other female technical IQ fighters, he always did incredibly well. He had this rivalry with Rankau, which kind of seesawed back and forth. In fact, I believe that was the man who he fought for the WMO title, which was vacant at the time. And the last time I saw him fight in Thailand was on RWS against that very same man in 2023, which is a razor close fight. So incredible that we get to incredible that we get to see him fight in Australia. A real treat. I know a lot of people will be tuning in for that one from across the ditch in Thailand, and has a really game opponent coming over from Cambodia. Sun loves to punch the body hard, loves to elbow, and if you go back through Taksinlek's record, when he did lose, it often came due to those techniques. Right-handed hard puncher. He got caught with a few elbows in his times, but also Sun's been dropped a fair few times recently with body kicks, and Taksinlek putting that left body kick across the liver. You bet he'll be coming to do just that. So well done to Sai and the team for putting that one together. Taksinlek fighting in Australia, incredible, and what an international promotion Rebellion has become. Hosting a fight like this at the top of the card. Then we go to a co-main event. Daniel Matthews and Carter Lawrence. Wow, up at Super Welterweight. Moves Carter Lawrence 70 kgs. This one fought over 5 rounds. Carter Lawrence has been would have to be Australia's most active fighter, both here and abroad. 12 fights last year alone in Australia and in Thailand. Had 2 fights on RWS, and this year he's already knocked out a couple of fights. His last fight on RWS, he came up with a very unique stylist, you'd have to say, an FMA style fighter, and Max Brannis. Copped a really big cut in that one. That was after a successful debut on RWS. Carter, he suits the 5-round fighting much more than he does the 3-round fighting. And RWS, you can be penalised for fighting off the back foot at times. You can certainly be encouraged to change your direction and come forward by the referee who's right there yelling in your face. So forced to come forward in those fights, but does his best work over 5 rounds, as we'll see come Saturday. He hasn't fought a lot of southpaws. Really interesting, coming up against a big hard kicker like Daniel Matthews. Certainly hasn't for a long time. Since he fought Albert Tour in Australia, he hadn't fought one until he ran into an Italian guy called Franco, who's part of there's 2 of them, two twin brothers, very, very high caliber athletes. One of them beat Damon Nelson, I believe, at the Worlds. That was the only southpaw that he's fought in recent times, but Carter Lawrence got the win over him at FA Group, where he's doing a lot of his training out there in Thailand. There's some big foreigners, as southpaws is also a lot of the trainers there. So he's getting in some good rounds, and then back here at O'Neill's gym, you bet he'll be coming in tip-top nick, an absolute veteran of our scene, and a big fight for Daniel Matthews, who steps up, young in his career, but already so much hype about this young man, and followed the system through from Muay Thai Vic to Roots, and now fighting on the big shows of Rebellion. An aggressive southpaw. He loves to come forward. Both of the Matthews brothers do. They love to throw that cross, of course, in mirrored stances. Throw the cross and come in behind it with big knees. Daniel Matthews, he has got a beautiful style for a big boy. Has made some big adjustments in his camps recently. Moved his nutrition and sports science over to Donna Lindsay from Bodie & Co. He's eating a ton of food while getting the weight off. Today is the day of weigh-ins. Today's the 21st of March. And he's eating today on the day of weigh-ins. So, look, I tell you what, if you fight at 67 kgs, you're probably going to want to be turning your phones off after Rebellion on Sunday night, because Sai Naji might be calling you. Daniel Matthews doing it easy, and you feel if he could get through Carter Lawrence at Rebellion 33, then he's just going to burst through the ceiling and to the stars. Both figuratively and literally, some huge fights await beyond Carter Lawrence, should he be able to achieve that. Carter Lawrence is the big shark swinging around in the aquarium, and it possesses a lot of really dangerous challenges for Daniel Matthews. Obviously a great kicker, excellent defensively, particularly up against the ropes. And if you want to come close against him, then you're going to have to navigate those elbows, because Carter Lawrence has evolved into a very good elbow fighter. He's a good, strong clincher. We don't see him come forward and clinch a lot. He was really struggling to make that weight cut to the previous weight class, but up now at Super Welterweight, no issues whatsoever, so might see him more inclined to go there. Very interesting fight. I'm not quite sure how this one's going to play out, but certainly, Rebellion 33, the new generation, aptly named, as Daniel Matthews steps up to take on the veteran in Carter Lawrence, the two-time WBC state champ, no less. Back down the card, man, James Kostic, wow, he embodies the idea of a new generation. He has burst onto the scene, the young Sydney sider, fighting out at SRG. He's fighting a really tough guy in Chomroeun, Khun, who's a very, very highly credentialed Khun fighter from Cambodia, who's been fighting a lot of foreigners, both in Cambodia and overseas, like in Vietnam, in Japan. No stranger at all to what they bring to the table, and has been walking through them as well. He's been knocking them out. Knocked out a really tough Japanese kickboxer recently, and in his last fight took out a tough Iranian boxer as well. And then on and you know, tall and rangy too, very tall and rangy southpaw is the Khmer. He's a good hard body kicker. That left kick loves to bring the left hand straight down behind it. And when they throw those elbows, the Khmer fighters, they throw it like, you know, you've tossed them a toaster in the bath. They throw everything behind it, and they try and decapitate you. So Kostic will need to be very careful as he comes in. Of course, he's a heavy boxer, heavy puncher, loves to low kick, very good at getting in and out of range, very good at closing range and doing big damage. Fought the former Channel 7 Stadium champion, Omni Stadium champion, 3-time world champion, and Topic on RWS quite recently. And when I saw that fight, I was quite surprised. I was like, I just felt like maybe that was a bridge too far for Kostic, so young in his career, coming off a loss to Ibby, I believe, on Rebellion. Maybe he got one in after that, actually. I think he got one in after that, potentially on 1774. Who was that against? Jeepers Creepers. It was the one I wasn't commentating. Was it Took? Maybe Took from 187. It's also a southpaw, I believe. But very different stylist to this Cambodian fella. And I thought it was a bridge too far. Well, did he not just prove me and anyone else who doubted him wrong? He went in there and looked absolutely the world-class fighter that he is. Incredible performance on the world stage, and just backing up his impressive debut that he had against a Thai fighter called Pitch Bidmai, where he dismantled him. So James Kostic is the new generation. He's leading from the forefront, carrying the flag. But, you know, he's really got his hands full against one of Cambodia's best, a man in his peak form, very strong man, 28, 29 years old, big, tall and rangy in Chomroeun. Very good matchmaking from Sai Naji and the Outliers team once again, and awesome to see these Cambodian fighters over here on Australian soil. The next, an up-and-coming superstar in Dassakorn Saton, the young Eight Blades warrior. We've been watching him down here in Victoria as he matured through the Muay Thai Victoria ranks, and everyone was just waiting for him to turn 18, other than anyone between super lightweight and welterweight. They were starting to consider alternative career options. So Dassakorn, really smart IQ fighter, as you get with a lot of the Eight Blades fighters. We do a bit of sparring down there, and you can really see it in their sparring. They've got a great floor. They've got a great room. So a lot of different looks. Every round is a good round that you have down there. They always spar with the elbow pads. Firm rounds, but playful at the same time, which is why you see such smart Muay coming out of that gym. Dassakorn, he's growing up, tutelage under Superboy from Eight Blades, and of course Big P Dom. Not P Don, he was never P Don, P Dom. He's no stranger to tall opponents. He fought is it Andrew Mitchell? Andrew Mitchell, big rangy Muay Thai fighter on Roots. and looked perfectly comfortable. Didn't need a step ladder to get up to land that kick on the dome, and then had that interesting fight over in Vietnam, where he fought on the Cocky Buffalo show, I think it was called. So I know he took a team over there and performed well. Didn't get the biscuits on that occasion, but learnt a lot from that fight, from what I understand. I believe it was his last performance that I saw in Victoria might have been against Sammy Beelan. Big hard puncher, Super Welterweight style, fighting over O'Neill's gym. So yeah, it's Dassakorn. He's been fighting his way through the ranks. On the other side of Kaiwi Jones, who's been storming through him, would be some big names coming Dassakorn's way, you'd have to imagine. Not a ton of fights yet, but just so technically brilliant and smart, clever boxer. Kaiwi Jones has been looking good ever since he moved out to Saton with Aram and the team. He's at the Albion Park gym. Khun out there, who is, not a lot of people know this, he's Hugh O'Donnell's biological dad and pad holder, and now is mentoring young Kaiwi Jones, who's a big, tall fighter, very smart in his own right, has been developing fight-to-fight fights, all comers, absolutely. Down there at Albion Park, from what I've heard, Kaiwi Jones has taken on a coaching role, which is cool, so he's living and breathing it. And Pitchman Kong out there, the former Thailand champion and Channel 7 champion, formerly of Bunchy Mac, I think he was from out there, is a good big body for Kaiwi Jones to spar and clinch. So yeah, really looking to see how Kaiwi Jones looks. This one just over 3 rounds, so be able to put the pedal to the metal and accelerate pretty hard into this one. He'll need to be careful because Dassakorn excellent at maintaining the range that he wants to fight at. And you always need to be careful of those high kicks from Dassakorn. They're incredibly accurate, as many people have found out previously. Yeah, interesting fight. Kaiwi Jones, he was finished to the body by Ramesh Habib. That's not the first time he's been finished to the body. Interesting to see how Dassakorn approaches this one. Will he look to test that body out once more? Or will Kaiwi Jones be ploughing into the clinch to lock up like he did against Ramesh Habib? Yet to be seen. But, you know, with Khun in your corner, game planning, a guy who was the head trainer for Yodson Klai back in the day, he'll be well prepared. To open up our Rebellion card, we have the return of the manager, Jack Bennett. Been a little while since we've seen him, coming in to clock some overtime to open up the shop and get the party started with Cody Basso Brucer. That's a tongue twister. I'm going to have to practice that before Saturday night. Haven't seen Jack Bennett fight for a little while. His last fight I recall seeing was against a fella called Coleman. I can't remember your first name. Sorry, Coleman. Was it Dan? Dan Coleman? It doesn't sound right. Ben Coleman. Ben Coleman on Roots, which was an incredible elbow war. They had the crowd on their feet. That was a really fun fight, as you can expect from the manager, Jack Bennett. Very good with the knees. Very tall fighter. This one being fought over 3 rounds at middleweight. He's tall even for middleweight, long and rangy. Very good with the knees. Excellent with the elbows. Has a lot of fun in there. Looks like he's at a barbecue, but a very violent barbecue. And another product of the 8-blade system, looking the goods. Always love me some Jack Bennett action. And Brucer is fighting out of Riddler's. The only fight I've seen from him was incredibly impressive, and that was on, it was with Jake Piggott. I wrote it down. Muay Thai Super Series, that's right. That was a 5-round war. That was an excellent fight, really good fight. He's very good at kicking on the second rhythm, as all of Riddler's guys. Very smart fighters, very diverse kicking game. Will mix up his targets both low and high. He's got good eyes, does Bruce. So that's one thing I noticed from that fight. Not big for a middleweight, so maybe we'll struggle a little bit with the height and range of Jack Bennett. he's got a good trainer too out there, Singmin Pai. Is it Singmin Pai, I think? Singmin Pai, very well-respected trainer up there in Western Australia. So that's going to be an interesting one to open up our main card for Rebellion 33, a new generation. And of course, just an incredible night of action right from the get-go. The Roots undercard is exciting. There's a ton of promising up-and-comers making their way through. Some crowd favourites, Zach Lasala, Michelle the Muscle Russell, and many others. So an evening you don't want to miss. I believe there's still some tickets left, although it's been an incredibly fast-selling event, of course, at a new venue, and with the calibre of the top of the Rebellion card, it's not one that you'd want to miss if you're a Muay Thai fan here in Victoria. And if you are abroad, or if you can't make it down, then join myself, Stephen White, and my man Mark Hammer Castanini, one of the most seasoned and knowledgeable veteran broadcast partners in Australia, and myself calling all the action from ringside on livecombatsports.com.au. Jump on the Rebellion socials for information regarding the start times and the fights. The content that's been coming out this week has been incredible. Again, a massive thank you to Outliers Promotions and Sai Naji for the incredible card that they've offered up. Muay Thai in 2025 is got a ton of momentum behind it, and is looking to take the sport beyond what it's ever seen in the past, with incredibly well put together international main events like we have on this Taksinlek in Victoria and Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, what a treat. I'll see you there.